The untold story of Messi's genius at Barcelona. Before the trophies, before the Ballon d'Ors, before the world knew his name. There was a quiet boy who barely spoke, barely celebrated, and barely fit the system. What followed wasn't luck, hype, or destiny alone. It was something far deeper. This is the untold story of how Lionel Messi became football's greatest genius at Barcelona. When people talk about Lionel Messi, they talk about goals, they talk about records, they talk about magic. But genius isn't just what you see on the pitch. Genius is what happens before the ball arrives, before the defender moves, before the crowd even realizes something special is about to happen. Messi's true brilliance at FC Barcelona was never just his left foot, it was his mind. And that story begins long before the world was watching. The boy who didn't fit football's rules. When Messi arrived in Barcelona as a child, he wasn't impressive in the traditional sense. He wasn't tall, he wasn't strong, he didn't dominate physically. In fact, many coaches across Europe would have rejected him instantly. But Masia saw something different. While other kids chased the ball, Messi waited. While others reacted, Messi anticipated. He didn't play faster, he thought faster. One youth coach famously said, "Messi wasn't playing the game, he was solving it." That was the first clue to his genius. Messi's real superpower, decision-making speed. Messi's greatest weapon was never dribbling or shooting. It was decision-making under pressure. Sports scientists later discovered that Messi made high-quality decisions milliseconds faster than elite professionals. That doesn't sound like much until you realize football happens in fractions of seconds. By the time a defender commits, Messi has already chosen his move. This is why he makes world-class defenders look frozen. They aren't slow, they're late. His brain processed options while others were still scanning. Each touch removed possibilities for defenders, not for him. He never guessed. He calculated. Reaction time became anticipation in his hands. In elite football, milliseconds are the difference between genius and failure. The silent student at La Masia. Unlike many prodigies, Messi wasn't loud or flashy in training. He didn't talk. He didn't demand attention. He observed. Messi spent hours watching older players train, not their skills, but their movement, where they positioned themselves, when they passed, how they opened their body before receiving the ball. While others practiced tricks, Messi studied patterns. This habit shaped his entire career. The Guardiola effect, genius meets structure. Messi's transformation exploded under Pep Guardiola. Pep didn't ask Messi to dribble more. He didn't ask him to shoot more. He asked him to think centrally. By moving Messi into the false nine role, Guardiola unlocked something revolutionary. A player who could see the entire pitch and destroy it. Messi wasn't just beating defenders anymore. He was manipulating defensive systems. Center backs didn't know whether to follow him. Midfielders didn't know whether to press him. Goalkeepers didn't know whether to rush out or stay back. Messi has become football's ultimate problem. The hidden chemistry with Xavi and Iniesta. Messi's genius reached God level because of two silent partners, Xavi Hernandez and Andres Iniesta. This wasn't chemistry, it was telepathy. They trained using short passing drills in extremely tight spaces, sometimes limiting themselves to 1 or 2 touches only. The goal wasn't speed, it was understanding. They learned each other's movements so well that Messi often passed the ball before his teammate moved. That's not instinct, that's elite cognitive synchronization, Messi's scanning habit. One of Messi's most overlooked habits is scanning. Before receiving the ball, Messi checks his surroundings 5 to 7 times. Not obvious head turns, subtle eye movements. This allows him to know where defenders are, where teammates will be, where space will open. So when the ball reaches him, the decision is already made. This is why his first touch is almost always perfect. He's not controlling the ball, he's executing a plan. Why Messi rarely looked fast, but always was. Many people say Messi wasn't fast. That's wrong. Messi wasn't fast in a straight line. He was fast in acceleration of thought. He changed direction quicker than defenders could shift their weight. He didn't outrun players. He out-angled them. Physics worked against his opponents. His first two steps decided everything. Defenders reacted. Messi already acted. Speed wasn't measured in meters, but in milliseconds. By the time they turned, the damage was done. The mental strength. No one talks about Messi's genius also came from silence. He didn't trash talk. He didn't provoke. He didn't react emotionally. This emotional control allowed him to perform under extreme pressure. Champions League nights, Clásicos, finals. While others felt the weight of the moment, Messi treated it like another puzzle to solve. Pressure didn't elevate him, it clarified him. Emotion never hijacked his decision-making. Chaos around him only sharpened his focus. He conserved energy by refusing distractions. Mental stillness became his hidden advantage. The training sessions, you never saw Messi, hated flashy training drills. Instead, he focused on tight space rondos, one-touch combinations, repetitive finishing from identical angles. Why? Because genius isn't built on randomness. It's built on repetition under realism. Messi didn't practice spectacular goals. He practiced likely scenarios, then executed them perfectly when it mattered. Every drill mirrored a real match situation. He trained mistakes out of his muscle memory. Comfort came from familiarity, not surprise. Match day felt easier than training. He reduced chaos by mastering predictability. Decisions became automatic under pressure. His body reacted before defenders could think. Confidence came from preparation, not emotion. By kickoff, he had already lived the moment hundreds of times. The false myth of natural talent, calling Messi just naturally gifted, is lazy. Yes, he had talent, but genius is refined obsession. Messi arrived early, left late, repeated movements hundreds of times. What separated him wasn't talent. It was discipline without ego. He never tried to look good. He tried to be effective. Consistency mattered more to him than applause. Improvement was quiet, daily, invisible. Ego never interfered with efficiency. That mindset is what made history inevitable. The evolution of Messi's brain. Early Messi dribbled past everyone. Prime Messi chose when to dribble. Later, Messi became a playmaker, then a controller, then a conductor. His genius evolved because his mind evolved. He didn't resist change. He mastered it. The weight of Barcelona on his shoulders. As Barcelona declined structurally, Messi carried more than a team. He carried tactical responsibility, emotional leadership, creative burden, and yet he still delivered. This period revealed Messi's most underrated trait: adaptability under chaos. Systems changed, managers rotated, teammates came and went. The game plan often became simple. Give Messi the ball. He dropped deeper, created more, and covered more ground than ever. Leadership shifted from words to relentless examples. When the structure collapsed, Messi became the structure. Why? Defenders feared him more than strikers. Defenders hate unpredictability. Messi wasn't unpredictable because he was random. He was unpredictable because he always chose the best option, not the obvious one. You couldn't bait him. You couldn't force him wide. You couldn't read his intention. He always arrived where you didn't want him. The genius that changed football forever. Messi redefined what greatness looks like. He proved, you don't need size, you don't need power, you don't need arrogance, you need intelligence, repetition, humility, and clarity. Barcelona didn't just build a superstar. They revealed a new model of football genius. Why we may never see this again. Messi wasn't just a product of talent or training. He was a perfect storm, La Masia philosophy, Guardiola's vision, Xavi and Iniesta's harmony, and a mind wired for football logic. Change one element, and the genius doesn't fully form. That's why Messi's era feels untouchable. Understanding Messi is understanding football. To understand Messi is to understand football at its purest level. Not noise, not hype, not ego. Just space, time, angles, decisions. Messi didn't dominate football. He decoded it. And at Barcelona, we witnessed the greatest decoding the sport has ever seen. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And if you have ideas for future videos or legendary stories you want to see next, drop them in the comments below. I read every single one.